Hello, welcome, and congratulations on completing the first 6 days of this 21 Days of Yoga Challenge. In this session, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to dive into Yin Yoga. The first 6 sessions thus far have been all mostly Yang, power, strengthening, deep energy. In Yin, we take away some of that energy and focus on the subtle things, allowing gravity, allowing our breath, and allowing ease to take us into deeper, longer stretches. Not only will we be falling into our ligaments and tendons more than our muscles, we'll also be holding postures for a lot longer and finding quite a few less. So feel free to grab yourself a blanket, a pillow. You can wear some things that are a little bit heavier so that way you're a little bit warmer, because we're not going to build up a sweat today. And I'll meet you on your mat in just a moment when you're ready. In today's session, we're going to take it a little bit slower, finding a nice deep Yin class. We'll start off with a little bit of movement, so that way our body's nice and warm and lubricated, and then we'll take it down to the mat and be just very simple and easy. Let's do that one more time. So we'll start off today in a seated pose as we dive into our Yin practice. Perhaps you bring the soles of your feet together if that feels comfortable. You can see I have a blanket. Feel free to grab anything to sit down on to support your sit bones. Knees can always have blocks or a pillow or a bolster sliding underneath, whatever feels most comfortable. Let your hands find an area, either your shins or your inner knees. You can always rest your hands on your mat. That gives your shoulders the most ease. Take a nice full breath in, soften your gaze, let your eyes close. And as your shoulders stack over your hips, as you find space and elongation across all planes of your body, softening your jaw, your tongue, your lips, your teeth. Letting that gentle energy radiate out into your third eye, pour down your body. Take it just 2 more times. Big breath in. Big breath out. Last one. Full inhale when you feel ready for it. Big exhale. Carefully on your next inhale, let's start to blink open our eyes and just reach the crown of your head all the way to your sky. Feel that stretch to the back of your neck. Beautiful work. Sending energy down your tailbone, rooting into your moment. As you exhale, let your right hand fall off of your knee onto your mat. Cross your left hand over to your right, and let's take a very gentle twist. So as we start to twist out here, instead of ringing and ringing and ringing, think about filling up, creating space. And then as you exhale, you just travel through that space you've just carved out. And just take that 2 more times. Big breath in, big breath out. And perhaps your eyes start to look over your right clavicle, right collarbone, right shoulder. 1 more inhale, 1 more breath out. So we're gonna work our way back through our center. As you inhale, lifting up, track your right hand to your right knee, right thigh, right leg. Left hand to your other side. Take 1 more big breath in. As you exhale, left hand off of your leg, right hand tracks over. Take that twist to your other side. And we're here again, just about 3 breaths, just finding space, room, bringing it out. Last 2. And one of the best ways to kind of really add on a twist that happens, not just in the lower back, but all the way through your entire spine, is squeeze your shoulder blades gently together, opening up your heart. 1 more breath in. Last exhale, great work. Inhale, bring yourself back through center. Nice long extension up as you look up. Relax your jaw, open up through the throat chakra. Release all the way to your Uddha Bandha. And as you exhale, hinge it forward, forward fold. We're just gonna be here for a count of 3. So as you melt down, you're opening up those inner thighs. You're feeling that rotation, that extension out through your outer hips, outer thighs. 1 more breath in. Stay here for your exhale. Careful on your next inhale, rise it up. And this time we're just gonna cross the legs. So either fashion, right shin in front of left, left shin in front of right, and just take your nice easy seat, whatever feels most comfortable in those hips of yours. And now inhale, lengthen up. We're gonna melt our right hand once again down to our mat, but this time right in line with our right hip. Left arm's gonna track up. We're just gonna take a nice little side stretch. And we're gonna take this stretch across for 3. Roll that left shoulder up for 2. Bend your left elbow, soften your left shoulder on top of your back for 1. Inhale, press into your right fingertips. Lift both hands of yours to your sky. Melt your left hand down as you exhale. Take it over to the other side. And once again, bend the elbow, breathe in, create more vertical space across your right ribs. Stay with your exhale. One more breath in, doing wonderful, doing incredible. Hold for your exhale. Inhale, arms to rise up. And then as you exhale, relax your hands right down by your hips. And feel free to walk your fingertips back, maybe like an inch or 2, 3 or 4. So that way your hands are behind your shoulders in relationship. You're gonna press into those fingertips, lift your chest, and just roll your shoulders down and together. And as you squeeze them together, you're gonna feel that heart of yours lift up and out. And then take your eyes up. And just take this nice little heart stretch for 3, 2. On 1, carefully roll your shoulders up and forward, and then just melt down. So take this big roll down, drop it down, drop it down, drop it down, chin into your chest, back of your neck is long. Tuck your tailbone. When you're ready, roll it up, big breath in, allowing yourself to stack, 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 stack. And now we're gonna run through all of that really gently breath movement. We're gonna switch our legs out though. So take a second. Extend those legs out if you need to. Give them a little shimmy, a little shake, a little wibble, a little wobble. And then whatever was in front is now in back. Whatever was in back is now shining in front. Regroup, find your sit bones. On your inhale, lengthen through. Exhale, right hand tracks back, left hand over. Take a nice little twist. So as you exhale, you're just wringing that spine, that body of yours out. Inhale back through your center. This time, exhale. Left hand off of your thigh, right hand crosses over, take that twist. Inhale back through your center. This time, right hand down, left arm rises. Exhale, take it up and over, good. Inhale, press it up. Opposite hand drops to your earth. Opposite hand rises to your sky, bend and float over. Inhale, reach it up, fingertips grow. Exhale, hands to your earth or to your knees, whatever feels good. Forward fold, take it down. Chin into your chest, big stretch across your back body. Inhale, roll it up. Fingertips walk behind you a little bit. Heart opens up, chest opens up, gaze opens towards your sky. Squeeze those scapulas if you're together, big chest open. As you exhale, roll your shoulders down and forward. Take a nice big easy drop, forehead melting towards your earth, stretch across your back body. Tuck your tailbone, roll it up, stacking bone on top of bone. Hands finding your knees, take a second here. Exhale, melt your shoulders down your back. Beautiful work. We're gonna start to float onto our back, but just before we dive in, that little warm-up is something that you can always incorporate into your everyday before you jump into a practice, or maybe as a way to let go of any stress or strain, just these little bits. And this is obviously something you can do if you're sitting in your chair, at your home, or at work. It's just these little bits of modality and movement that give you opportunities to reconnect to your practice, even when we don't have 30 or an hour to work. So let's start off. Soles of your feet to your mat. Carefully create that little relationship. And as we dive into these yin postures, we're gonna be holding them for about 8 breaths. And we're focusing less on the big active stretches and more about the subtle releases of our body. So we're only gonna dive into a few postures and understand all of these little elements can be incorporated to any pose, because you can always find that deeper stretch into all of our yoga postures. Take a breath in, tuck your tailbone. As you exhale, roll it down, just nice and soft. And as you roll down, finding your lower back firmly on your mat, you're gonna walk your feet closer to your glutes, feel that little crease, and then toe heel those feet out. Softly release your knees together, and so you're gonna find a toppling bridge. What this allows is that your hips are expanding out, your lower back is finding its root into your mat, and any tension that might sit because your legs are extended out and so your hips are a little tighter starts to get released. We're gonna be here just as we are for the next 4 breaths, and then we're gonna add on 1 extra layer. My favorite thing is tucking the toes in, heels out. You get that loving stretch from the outer knee all the way down towards your ankle and heel bone. So just here, hands can find your hips. I personally like bringing my hands to my heart and my belly, but you do you. And we're here just for 4 breaths in, starting to really dive into our yin practice as you exhale, softening, softening, softening. Deep breath in, letting that breath go. Fantastic. 2 more times before any change or alteration. One more inhale. Allow your breath to fall away. Keeping grounded on your inhale, float your hands up towards your sky. Take a nice little gentle stretch across your wrists, your fingertips, maybe your shoulders detached from your mat. Exhale, bend your elbows and just give yourself a little hug. So as your hands fall to opposite sides, grab onto your rib cage, onto your shoulder girdle with your fingertips and just find that little squeeze. As we find this squeeze, elbows, forearms can press together, and you're just finding that expansion across your back body, breathing into it for 3. For 2. Last big breath in. As you exhale, just relax your hands, keep your arms as they are, and just stay here for the last 4, not doing anything else. Letting the back of your shoulders open up, your side bodies, your back body. Last 2. Final. Gentle when it's ready for you, unravel those arms of yours. Bring your hands down by your side. Take a second. As your hands fall by your side, just notice a little stretch across your back. Draw your shoulder blades together, maybe even lift your heart, and then melt it back down. Take a second. Feel your open back, your grounded spine, and how you can grow the crown of your head out. And then from here, readjust those feet. Separate out your knees, soles of your feet are just on your mat for a second. Breathe in nice and deep across your side bodies. We're gonna get into a nice gentle hip stretch. So left leg will stay as it is. You're gonna pick up your right heel and cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And so let's just start here. This is a very great opportunity to just apply a little bit of length into our inner thigh. So fingertips find your right inner thigh, and you're just gonna press into it very softly. And as you extend through that elbow of yours, you're not trying to jar anything. You just want to have some open space. And one of the things is, if you're pressing right at the knee and you feel like you've gone as far as your arm can go, walk those fingertips down a little bit and you'll get a little bit deeper. And we're here just for 3. Finding the stretch. 2. On 1, we're going to take the stretch deeper by wrapping our hands around our left hamstring. And so I like to lift the heel away, intertwine those fingertips, and then bend that left knee and let the calf actually create a nice little kind of seal or glue. And as you lift your shoulders and lift the back of your head, draw your forehead towards your right ankle bone. Give yourself this big compression. And then as you exhale, roll down your back. Let the back of your head find your earth. And as you release any tension in your front shoulders, maybe sweep your scapulas back, and we're just here. There can be action or flexion in your left foot. You would like to keep a little energy in your right foot. And so we're just breathing, letting this happen. And there's that moment where you can see where the left knee is stacking, not over the left hip per se, but being pulled towards your heart. And that gravity is helping to draw more length into your outer right hip. The friction of your elbows, the fact that you have these rubber bands that are your muscles of your arms helping to draw your leg closer is just such a lovely element. And so we're just here. Last 5. 4. Take one more breath in. As your hands unravel, let your left foot find your mat. Slowly untwine your legs. Take a second here. As your right foot melts onto your earth, maybe sway your knees just very softly left and right. Just feel the change. A little bit more expansion, a little bit more room, a little bit more relationship to that right hip. We're gonna do the same thing on the left side. As we start off, right foot stays grounded, cross your left ankle over your right thigh. And just as before, we're gonna slowly invite our left fingertips to our inner left knee, maybe down to our inner left thigh, maybe even into our upper left thigh. And you're just sending length. So there should be a sensation of separation from your hip to your femur. There should be this little bit of extra length. Maybe not as if you're pulling your leg out from your hip, but as if you're trying to let your leg kind of expand into all the reaches of that hip socket for you. And we're just here for 4. 3. Take one more big breath in. And now we're gonna add on that extra layer. So we're gonna float our right thigh in, grab for your right hamstring, intertwine those fingertips, and just like before, bend your right knee, let your right calf fall onto your knuckles, creating that nice little concrete, that glue, that hold. Release your shoulders, release the back of your head to your mat. And if this is a little tight here, if you feel like you can't get fully back, again, you can always grab a block and rest it behind your head. And that'll give you that little bit of support. We don't want us to strain ourselves in the back of our neck. Sometimes that happens, that's okay. But if you can fight it, that's what I would suggest. Last, just 5. 4. 3. 2, you're doing great. On 1, carefully release that right foot of yours down. Take your moment. Untwine your left ankle from your right thigh. And as your left foot discovers its earth, give yourself a second to sway it out very gentle. We're here just for 3. 2. So we're going to keep our left foot grounded. We're going to slowly take a little hamstring stretch across our right hip, right thigh, right leg. So shoulders stay down. Draw your right knee into chest. Once again, wrap your fingertips around your right hamstring and start to extend your right heel towards the sky. As you flex your toes, that's where that energy and that length is really starting to find its space. If you want to, you can carefully kick into the back of your right knee and then extend that toe towards your third eye, your forehead. But wherever you're at, you can bend the knee, you can soften the foot, whatever feels good. It just depends on your length. And then let gravity do its work. There are going to be these wibble wobbles. You're going to feel this leg vibrate a little bit because you're taking it into sensation. You're taking it into depths. And there is a connection. You're not just letting it be lifeless. So we're just here, last 5. And it's so rewarding as you feel those shakes maybe in the back of the leg because you know your body's finding something, discovering, unearthing, unsheathing. Last 3. And you can point and flex that toe if that feels good. You don't need to though. Last 2. On 1, bend your right knee. Ooh, soften out and draw a little bit of space in the sky with that right leg. Just a little bit of organic movement. Foot to your mat, left leg draws into your chest, and then extend your left heel towards your sky, flex your toes. Take a moment, big breath in, and as you draw your left thigh, left shin, left knee towards your heart, give yourself that hamstring stretch you did before. We're just here finding space and room. Take one more big breath in. Feel that stretch. Exhale, let that leg get a little bit closer towards you. And last two just for you. Celebrate those wibbles, celebrate those wobbles. That stretch, that depth. Last one. As you exhale, bend your left knee, soften your left foot down. Ooh. So we're just going to take a moment and utilize some of this length and flexibility we've just discovered. We've got one last big pose to dive into, but I want to get a little bit of activation. So hands can find your earth. We're going to take a stretch across our bodies into a bridge pose. Heels rooted down, knees stacking over your ankles. As you square your shoulders into your mat, inhale, lift your hips, and just take a nice little soft bridge. You can always intertwine your fingertips, shovel onto your triceps, and take a bit of a more active as you stretch across your chest, pinkies towards your earth for 3. And what I love about this bridge is you can really discover your relationship of your shoulders grounded to your mat and how that is the building block. Last one. As you breathe out, release your hands, soften your hips all the way to your tuck that tailbone, keep your back nice and long. Left leg is going to go long. Right knee is going to travel into your chest. And now here's a couple options. We're going to take a supine twist. You can always slide your left hip over to your right about 2 to 3 inches and then gently rotate your right hip up and over. Shoulders stay grounded, so that means your right knee may find your earth. It may hover. Your foot might hover. If that's a little bit tension filled, bring your block underneath your knee, and that'll give you that extra bit of support. Arms out, very open, and just letting your breath travel through. And we're going to be here longer than almost all the other postures we'll experience today. As you're softening across your chest, that allows for your scapulas to fall onto your mat. That right hip of yours tracking over towards your left as you bring out, but you don't press it. Gravity is your friend on this. Think about breathing into those areas of the body that are tight or sensational. Send some support, some ease, some calm, some peace. Slowly draw your legs back into your chest. Take your time, readjust. Slide your hips underneath you. Soles of your feet, and then once again, shift your hips over towards your left, maybe this time 3 or 4 inches. Send your right leg out long, take that twist over to the left. Utilizing the block, if you did so on one side, feel free to do so on the other. But it's not a necessity if it's not needed. Arms out to a T, take that stretch. Again, your pelvic bone and gravity is helping to promote this twist. You're softening from your hips all the way to your shoulders. We're just here for a few more moments. Just breathing, letting yourself relax your tongue. Maybe this twist is working its way into your brain and bringing out, detoxing some of those negative thoughts. Maybe traveling towards your ankles, your toes, you're letting some of that tension in your grounded feet go. Last 3. Gentle on 1. Float your left leg back to your center. Bring both feet to your earth. Square your hips onto your mat. And then draw your knees into your chest. Carefully invite your forehead to meet your knees. Flex your toes, take one big breath in, fill up, and as you get to your very apex, hold it there for just one moment. Take one last sip of breath in. On your exhale, float down to your Shavasana, legs long, arms long. Let the back of your head find your mat. You can always utilize a pillow. You can grab that block of yours and utilize it as a pillow, whatever feels good. Breathe through your front plane. Breathe down your back body. Use your breath like a spiral. Let it wrap around you. Let it draw things that do not serve you out. Start to cultivate your breath once again, letting it rise in your belly and your well. Audible exhale out, let any tension softly radiate away from you. Full body stretch as you breathe in, warming it up, waking it up. Invite your knees into your chest and roll on over to your favorite side. Find your easy seat, legs crossed, hands at heart center, chin tucked. Don't rush to get there. Enjoy your travels. Enjoy each little step along the path. And as you soften your chin into your chest, take a moment and just find that love and that grace that is truly at the heart of your practice. Let it not only find you, but send it out to those around you. Let your practice start to expand out beyond you and affect those in such a positive and inciting, loving, fantastic manner. Inhale, flow your hands from your heart to your third eye, your seat of intuition, the place where you're always right. As you exhale, bow yourself forward, say your practice. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I know it's a little different today, but this is a practice that you can always incorporate into any day of your yoga journey. Something light and substantial that gets you flexibility and strength. If you want to and you feel like you have a little bit more in the tank, go ahead and jump on any of the other days we've done thus far, day 1 through 6. Next week, we'll start to really focus on strength and core, so prep yourself up. We'll get nice and strong, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. Have a beautiful and fantastic day. Thank you again.